Okay, everybody, welcome to today's class number 7, day number 7 of the Employment Planning Workshop. We are in Las Vegas, and it's a beautiful hot day, right? How hot is it? It's really hot. Okay. Like, is it 100?
I think so.
It's supposed to be 105 today. On Sunday, we did our family annual trip to Badwater Basin. We talked about it last week. How hot do you think it was there?
Where is it?
Yeah, where is it?
In Death Valley. Correct. Somebody saw it.
Death Valley. Furnace Creek. Beautiful
Near
place.
Furnace Creek.
I worked there for a year.
Furnace Creek?
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a resort.
It's 89 right now.
So it was 127 on Sunday.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay? We had a lot of fun at Badwater Basin. Okay.
Good luck.
So
You love it.
today we're focused on the interview process.
Okay.
And the interview is kind of like where the fruit of all of your labors come together. Okay, you had a plan,
They come to fruition.
you thought of your the ideal business, your calling or destiny type business, you found a company, you researched the company, you created a cover letter, you did a perfect resume, you mailed it in, you got through their 1 second or 3 second review of your resume, they read your resume, now they decided to call you in for the interview. So this is now, you're coming to the table to have the fruits of your labor, and the objective is to not blow it. Okay? That's the whole thing. You are there, you should take it that you are there because you've gotten through all of the hurdles to prevent you from being there.
You should be prepared.
And now you should be prepared. What most people don't do, and this is an advantage for everyone who does do it, what most people don't do is they don't prepare for the interview properly. They think, well, all I have to do is show up.
And look presentable.
And look presentable.
Yeah.
And smile.
Right.
Okay, but that's not really enough. That's not a good plan. That's not a good strategy. The better strategy is to be prepared. And the starting point is to understand where the interviewer is coming from. The primary reason for the interview is for them to verify that you are the person who sent the resume in, right? We talked about this the other day. You're the person who sent it because, as you all know, or everybody who's looked out there for jobs, joining these job hunt websites, they will help you prepare your resume. You could go on the internet and do a search that says help me write my my resume, and people will come back and they'll write your resume for you.
That was a good idea.
Well, it could be a good idea to get you to the interview, but it might be a bad idea because when you get in the interview, you're not the person that's on the resume.
Yes.
For example, they start asking you questions and you can't articulate the answer because you didn't write the resume. Someone else wrote the resume, and now you're trying to think of what the resume says instead of who you are. Okay? That dog don't hunt, is what they say. Okay? That is not the best strategy. So a primary reason for the interview is to make sure you're the person who we wanted to interview. The person whose resume we have, is this you? And so you should expect, if they're not sure whether this is you, they're going to ask you questions to find out whether it's you.
Your video to go along with this?
Huh?
Your video?
No. This is, well, the video is the video we're doing now. Correct. We are making this video. So understand that now we're not talking about Joe's lawnmower shop or Rocco's typewriter repair who just wants a body to come in. You come in, you look okay, and the answer is you'll do. Okay, we're not talking about that. This is a calling or destiny position. This is a company you like so much you'd work there for free or pay to work there. So you should expect that they have high standards, right? They're going to want to make sure you are you. And you should expect that, you know, come from the premise of 500 people have applied for this position and they're going to interview 10. And you have now exceeded 490 people. You're down to the last 10. Don't feel you don't need to keep pushing. You need to be prepared. You need to know your resume. Okay? You need to know what it says. You need to understand they're trying to figure out, are you this person? And then the secondary thing is, will you fit into our company? Can you be trained? Can you get along with our other people? Will you believe the things that we believe? Okay, because most companies don't want people to come in and start arguing with them about how they do stuff. Okay, when I was at Marriott Hotels doing an internship, when I was in college, they have their binder. Here's how we do pepper steak. Okay, they don't want a chef to come in and say, well, here's how I do it. I've done it this way for 20 years. Everybody I know really likes how I do pepper steak. And so we don't care about how you do pepper steak because we have people who stay in Marriott hotels all around the country, and when they want pepper steak, they want the pepper steak they like that we make. They don't want something different every time they go. They just want to have no surprises. So a lot of companies aren't interested in people who want to change things. Sometimes they are.
Yeah, don't be innovative.
But mostly they're not. In doing your research, you should find out whether they are like that. Okay? So I have posted a couple documents of the people in California in open class, in the resume workshop class, I think is what it's called. In document sharing, there is a rubric and there is a 555 plan. For everyone here, you have been invited to join another community. What's that community called? No, you should have gotten it today. Should have an invitation today.
Is it our email?
Well, it might be on the bell. Could be in your email. The community is called, and some of you might be part of it.
Well, there's really nothing on this page, so I go over it.
Resume workshop.
Oh, yeah, 61 there.
Okay.
Where would you find it?
Well, go into communities, go into Google Plus, into communities, and look for resume workshop. Okay, so it sounds like Troy has found it.
So we should, we're going downtown project?
No,
Communities,
going to a community called
resume. I don't know.
resume workshop. Employment.
I got employment planning with Calvin over here.
No, not that one.
Jokes of the day?
There's two of them, just a regular one, resume workshop, that's it.
Yep.
Downtown project. I'll hit refresh later.
It's that first one there where the picture of Larson is. That's what it should look like.
What's the name of it?
It's called
Resume workshop.
resume workshop.
I ain't got it.
It was in the bell, but I can't find it.
Oh, it's in the bell?
Okay, well you have been invited.
It's not on
Employment
my-
planning day 7. Oh, employment workshop.
No, resume workshop.
I don't have it, Richard. Charlie.
Oh, breaking it. I believe it.
So let me see.
Is that Tracy, the resume?
Okay, so I just saw it up here in the bell.
That's what I saw it too, but I can't.
I don't see
I
it.
don't have
I
it.
can't find it in the
I'll leave it right there. It's fine.
I typed it in
other
I didn't even come up on the bell.
and
Workshop,
Tracy, the
Jess,
resume for newer.
competitive edge.
Okay, so it looks like this.
It looks like that? Okay.
I don't
That's
have
what
it.
it looks like.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even see that. That's in.
Go to your search bar again.
I see it, I got it.
Okay. So now accept the invitation.
Asked to join.
Okay, or you can ask to join.
There you go.
Okay, now the reason I say that, and everybody in California, what I want you to do is get the employment rubric and the 555 plan. Pull those things out.
It's almost full size, very bottom.
Resume workshop.
Employment
Mine
planning.
says-
Employment planning?
No, that's not it either.
It's called resume workshop.
It's resume workshop. This one says.
Mine's coming up employment planning.
Okay, that's a different one.
That's the only one.
No results for resume workshop.
Yeah, I typed in resume workshop and it goes to a whole different site.
Right.
Right.
One says completed page
A resume.
So we
Let's try it again.
Just have
We're the
to.
people who are already in it.
I've got best of
No.
I was not right.
5 new ones.
Am I in there?
I'm gonna do resume.
Employment, resume day 1.
Am I in there?
Trust.
Competitive Edge series
Oh,
and workshop test.
What's it look like again?
It looks like that.
Football? That football? Oh, it looks like the green thing.
Just competitive edge, right?
It's on your community page.
I put it in the toolbar and it's workshop test analysis and competitive edge series.
Mine just says best of. I got most recent.
And I didn't find out.
Join this one.
No, and I just joined it. Go back to
At the same time, huh?
We're joining the wrong one.
very
Okay.
Everybody is? Well, 7 people.
Oh.
That's it. Just jumped into the competitive series.
Resume workshop, nothing.
This is just a standard picture when you want to select a picture that
Made by Mike
has a green
Powers.
cloud.
I was
No, I
Google
did
search.
one by Stacy resume.
Did you get it?
You clicked on it?
You found it?
I don't feel so bad.
Well, the one I joined ain't that one.
Oh.
It's got
Yeah,
that, it's
that
got
ain't
that green thing.
Yeah,
but
but all
it
that
says-
green thing means is that they didn't put a picture on
It
it.
says employment. plan.
Yeah, we joined that, but then.
Okay, so now go to your
You joined it
homepage
at the site.
because I just re-invited everybody here.
It doesn't.
Homepage.
That's not
Homepage.
Yeah.
In community.
Community.
Yeah, we're competitive edge.
It says, sorry, you need an invitation to join this community. Director.
Okay,
I
mine
know
is
what-
All you gotta do is type in resume workshop, search bar.
There it is.
Okay, are you
Mine is
in it?
top page.
Resume workshop.
Okay, so it sounds like some people are seeing it.
Yeah. It's on there,
Resume
but it
workshop.
says,
Yeah, that's
sorry,
the
you need an invitation to join this private.
Okay, well, I just invited everybody.
Hey, now it's up there.
Okay, how do we join it?
Invited you. I got it. They invited me.
Okay, so now are you in?
I am.
Okay, so Troy is in, so whatever Troy did, remember what Marcus Aurelius told us.
Am I in?
I don't know if I'm in.
Accept
Hey,
invitation.
Dodie, you are already in this.
Yes, I
Didn't
just
do
did.
anything.
Me
So
too.
Troy is there.
Am I there?
What is
Richard
your
make
name?
it? Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I'm in.
Richard make it?
I'm not invited.
Okay, I won't help
They
you.
didn't ask.
Sorry.
Yeah, you ask if I want to do
I
that.
am.
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm in. But
Yeah, it didn't ask if Jamie wanted to be in.
Am I there,
He's there on the
Director?
page.
I don't see my mug in there.
It's where on the page.
see,
He's
I got
on the
scared.
community page. So it didn't ask if he wanted
I'm on the
to.
phone page.
How come mine didn't work?
Page for the.
It says no more community invitations.
Well, did you join this one?
I thought I did.
Data's in.
It went blank.
Data's in.
We got old people. Saul is in this one. Is Saul in
They
this one?
never asked me.
Gabriella's in.
Or Saul?
Joanna's in. Marion is in. Rob, Sam is in.
Yeah, Jamie.
Troy, Adrian.
So they-
Plus it, that's right.
All right, so we got 30
I'm in
people
there, right?
now. What's your name?
Yeah, I see one.
Okay.
Okay, I need to ask for.
See how many songs?
We signed up for some other one.
Jody, you're in this group.
Mine says I need an invitation again.
Ellis is in there too?
Mine says,
Ellis, this is people from before.
Oh, so this is old. Old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
mine's not
Now,
in.
how are you doing in California? Do you have the 550 plan, 555 and the rubric? Come in, over.
Mhm.
Okay, so who is not in?
Me.
Benny?
I'm in, but I don't think I'm in part of that group.
Well, then,
We're working on it.
okay, good, great. So we're working on it here too. What we want to do is pull these sheets up.
Well, I'm in the part of 8. Gabrielle's in it, James is in it, Jamie,
Yeah.
Malika,
Okay.
Samuel,
Director,
Richard.
I clicked on the forms that you have posted on there.
Yeah, that's
I know, I see that list of people and I which
We
list
need
is that?
Because that's not the.
permission to
You got to make
access.
sure you're in the right.
You talking about the little form on the right there?
I got it, but,
There's 3 forms.
am I in it or what?
Well, he didn't say
Correct.
click on any forms yet, did he?
No,
One, two,
but I was
three.
reviewing the forms and it's saying we need permission to view the forms that are posted.
See, I got the same thing you got, but I got nothing else. What did I get?
So I should click on the forms.
Advanced preview community. Preview community.
Okay, so who is not, has not found the community?
Sorry, you need an invitation to join private community.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you're in the right community,
Yes, sir.
Richard?
Let's see. The very top should be good. Right there. You'd like to be invited.
No, just click on the thing, no reason. Yeah, no, you community event.
Okay, who is not in it, else is not in there? Okay, Edward, you're not in?
No, I made it.
Okay.
I got that.
Who else is not in this community? Because we're going one step at a time.
I said preview community.
Okay, I just sent you a special invitation, Richard.
I'm sorry, you need an invitation. I did that. Did the same thing, right?
Yeah, click on it, you keep clicking on the symbol.
There you go. Thank you. We're in.
Okay, good. So, okay, so everybody's in. Now what you're saying is some of these are not shared.
Yeah, when you hit on the document to view it, it says that you need permission to view this document.
Then it says request permission.
Yeah,
Click that.
I would
Well, I'm going to move the document to
discussion.
LTCLB. Okay. So I just moved the document to LTCLB. If you cannot open it in there still, just go to the drive.
Need permission.
It's in this. You're welcome.
I got it.
Okay, just go to the drive. If you don't see it,
One
It's
new.
on my page right here, right?
Yeah.
That's what we do when we get to Google Drive.
Oh, okay.
Rob.
That one you need a permission.
okay. So let's. Okay, so here's the employee rubric.
So we go back to that or stay in Drive?
The job interview rubric.
I'm saying if you cannot open them, they are on the drive.
Go back to drive.
If you cannot open the documents that are in there, I don't want to waste time right now doing things. I put it on the drive. So if you can't open it from the community, go to your drive in the LTCLB folder.
Which one you want? 550.
So
Can I
we're
do
gonna
a
start.
share me or any other stuff?
Employee rubric.
Employee rubric, got it.
Okay, good. Okay, but the one I want to open first is the 555 plan.
Okay, you're talking about the employment planning?
No, just the LTCLV, and then you
I
find
don't
out,
have that on there.
It's
yes.
in the drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
drive.
Hold on. Remember I told you to use the Omnibox. When you can't find something, type it in the Omnibox. Omnibox search box.
Okay, so that is a good point.
You want to
So
share with me?
Yeah.
the Omnibox,
That's up your
you should
top.
have hundreds of documents in your drive. If you try reading every document to find it, it's going to become very frustrating.
So what are we typing up in there?
Okay, so what I would like everybody to do is get this document open.
All right, what's the name of it?
So
555.
555.
Okay. Now, you should download it to your desktop.
555, anything else?
It's called 5-50-5 worksheet.
5-50-5.
The drive.
People.
Okay, it's in your community.
550-5.
Okay, how are you guys doing over here? Jim, Israel, Dave,
Top box, the Omnibox.
Billy,
I want you to.
can't find it in your drive? In the Omnibox, type this in.
Ah.
555.
Oh, you'll need workshop
Click
part?
on there.
Nope,
Okay.
because it'll look for anything that has 555 in it. Okay, it's in LTC LV or one LTC LV.
Got it.
And they
Good.
want you to move it to your.
Download it to your drive.
Hit open.
Drive or?
Like, how do you download?
Or then download it to your desktop.
Right here, this button.
Download.
Download it. Go to your Word.
And then.
This is a Word document.
Because I went to my Word when I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Now,
Right there, and you
Save
got
it, save it, desktop.
Okay.
To my desktop?
that, open to your desktop.
and then
Drop it,
there.
there it is right there on your
Yeah,
desktop.
get it anytime I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
ultimately,
my desktop?
okay, so ultimately,
Yeah, the desktop's where it
you want to make this document your own. You want to customize it, and you want to save it to your drive. And where would you save it in your drive?
was.
Documents.
No, under your resume, the folders.
Folder.
that-
Right, under your employment planning folders in there. Okay? So I would save that in my employment planning folder, not in the subfolder that says resume or resume old or documents or whatever. I just save it in the folder, my folder called employment planning.
Out of the 5 that we did.
Yeah. Okay, you made one and you made 4 or 5 or 6 subfolders.
Yeah.
Okay, so save it in the main folder because it's not a resume, it's not your old resume, it's not an important document.
Somebody has
Okay.
a weird way of talking though.
So, what do
How
we,
that?
huh?
How do we do that?
Okay, we're not doing that right now. Okay, you have to learn that later. So, but here is the document. In your interview, when you're preparing for this interview, you've got everything, you've done everything right, you're in the interview, you're one of 10 people out of maybe 500 that are in the interview. Now is the time to not blow it. So how do you not blow it?
Remain calm.
Well,
Answer the
proper
question.
planning prevents poor performance.
Proper planning.
Okay? So what I want you to focus on is there are 3 times that if you nail these, if you just focus on, okay, I'm going to nail this, I'm going to nail this, and I'm going to nail this, you will win unless there's somebody who's nailed it better. And if somebody's nailed it better,
They get the job.
they get the job, but you should say, well, that's probably going to be a coworker in the future because this is a place I really want to work. Don't take the attitude of that son of a bitch. I'm going to get him. Where's his car parked? Where's my keys?
You won't know who it is
Yeah,
anyhow.
later, once you get hired.
You might,
Once you get hired, you won't know that.
huh?
You probably won't know that who they're going to hire.
If you find out. Okay, it's
Yeah,
not
okay.
important whether you know. The important thing is if you do your best and you do not get the position, that just means somebody better than you got it. Okay?
Put it on Word, yeah.
Okay? Well, sometimes you can't control somebody better coming along. But this comes back to something I talked about on Monday, which was just get a job in the company.
Yeah.
Okay, instead of shooting for the top, shoot for something where you have the highest probability of getting the job. Okay, that could be your strategy. Okay, so what are the 3 points in time? Help me, somebody. 5 what? 5 days?
5
5
seconds.
years?
50 seconds, and 5 minutes.
Exactly, okay. 5 seconds, the first 5 seconds, the first 50 seconds, and the first 5 minutes. If you nail those 3 things, you will get the position unless somebody better than you. And you can't control somebody being better than you. If you did your best,
You prepare.
if you did your best
Sometimes
and you
the good
don't get it, that just means somebody better got it.
Or sometimes the good people don't show up and you get the job.
Okay, sometimes that.
Yeah.
Okay, but what you want to do is focus on nailing the first 5 seconds, nailing the first 50 seconds, and nailing the first 5 minutes. So, yeah, the other thing to know, and on the 555 worksheet, you need to understand you're dealing with a human being on the other side. All human beings have good days, bad days, and in-between days. It's important to know, is this guy having a good day, or she having a good day, a bad day, or in between? Because a lot of your future depends upon their attitude and you dealing with it properly. Okay? If they're having a bad day, is it good to be in a debating mood?
No.
Okay?
Can you ask them what kind of day they're having?
Well, that might not be a good strategy. Okay? If they're having a bad
They
day,
look a little pissed off. Something I can do to
if
help
they're,
you?
well, see, that could be good.
I could be. I
If
know.
they're having a bad day,
Well, you look like shit today. Damn it.
if they're having a bad day, that might not be the thing to do.
So you on the couch last night?
If they're having a good day,
Go along with it.
Go along with it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sense of humor goes a long way.
exactly. Okay, but you don't want to be too familiar.
Right.
So, but you need to identify in the very beginning, are they having a good day, a bad day, a not good day?
You ask him.
Well, you need to become, well, there's a lot of, the answer is there's a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of ways, but if you don't focus on asking yourself the question before you go in, what kind of mood are they in? So this 555 plan, on those 3 subjects, or the 3 time periods, it says, okay, well, here's an answer you'd put if they're having a good day, here's an answer if they're having a bad day, and this one actually says good, bad, and ugly. Okay.
The person that they're going to interview, they might be 5 and 10.
They could be, and that's why it's important to know. So way back in the 18th century, Napoleon was conquering Europe. And his strategy was, if I know what my enemy is going to do, if I'm prepared and I know what my enemy is going to do, I have a better chance of winning. Because no plan survives contact with the enemy. And that should be in your books under important thoughts. No plan survives contact with the enemy.
Makes no sense.
Why?
No plan survives contact with your enemy.
Yeah. You have a plan. As soon as you implement your plan, the enemy is going to do things to thwart your plan.
Okay.
Okay? So you need to have a
Backup.
backup plan.
Yeah, okay.
So Napoleon would be sitting there with his generals and say, okay, we can start out by doing this, this, or that, A, B, or C. And then he'd say, okay, if we do A, what might they do? A1, A2, A3. Okay, if they do A1, what are we going to do? If they do A2, what are we going to do? And they would go through rehearsing these things and practicing these things. And this sounds a lot like what they teach you how to play chess,
Yeah, it is.
right?
Very true.
By thinking ahead. So
Have a backup plan.
that's what this 555 plan does, is it gets you to be prepared. Is the person going to be in a good mood, bad mood, or ugly mood, or good mood, bad mood, or in between?
Have a backup plan.
And so you're prepared when you go in.
Once it starts going.
So once it starts going, you already have your plan. And you have the things of, okay, I'm not going to do this. Whatever I do, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to, if they're having a bad day. So before you meet the person, what should you be doing, Dodie?
Power posing.
Power posing, yeah. So you want to make sure before you go in there, you power pose. Because what does power posing do?
Make you more
Make you-
confident.
Confidence.
Reduces
Correct.
cortisol.
Reduces cortisol and increases testosterone. Okay? Do that for 2 minutes in the restroom. I would not do it in the lobby.
I take that off.
While you're interviewing.
He said power.
Give me,
pose, I
I'm
take
power
that off.
posing.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Now, if the guy's having a good day, that might work.
Yeah, yeah. Ask him if he does.
If you're doing it
You
at
power pose?
Zappos,
Maybe we can tell him about that. Help
if
him
you're
out.
if you're at Zappos and they want you to be a little bit
Yeah.
weird, that might be the thing to do
We're
when you
told to
start
power.
the interview. Hold on a second, can I power pose for 2 minutes?
Yeah.
What are you talking
join
about?
it? Would you like
Oh,
to
a
join
TED
it?
Talk,
We
Amy.
can go to the bathroom and we can power pose, yeah.
Okay,
Hey, we're feeling good.
so one of the things that you want to make sure you do is you do your power posing. If you don't know what that means, TED Talk, Amy Cuddy, C-U-D-D-Y, Harvard professor. Number 2, you want to be gathering information through your eyes and through your ears. Is the place, this is before you even meet the interviewer, is it professional? Is it clean? Is it organized? Is it sloppy? Is it dirty? Is it, what is it? You want to be gathering information. You might not use it, but it's better to have it and not need it than not have it and need it. Okay, so you're looking around, you have to be hyper aware. At this stage, you're not focusing on what did my resume say.
Yeah,
That
it's
you
all-
need
it's
to
all
already
lies
know.
anyhow.
It's too late.
It's all lies anyhow.
It's too late. It's too late to be trying to figure out, remember what your resume said.
What do I lie about it?
At this point, you need to be gathering information on what you are in now. Okay, what you are confronting.
Oh, that's what this says. Create a ingredient for each type of person.
Exactly. So now, let's say the first 5 seconds is when very strong opinions are formed. Doesn't mean you can't overcome it through time. First impressions are the most important. And somewhere I remember a statistic that 70% of what people ultimately think about someone they decided in the first 5 seconds. Within the first 5 seconds. Assume that's true. So when you meet the person, when you go to meet the person, they call you up, you should have in your left hand your resume. Don't assume they don't have it, or don't assume they have it. Have your resume, that's in your pocket. Have your resume out in your left hand so they can see you have it, and have your right hand free so you can shake their hand,
Wipe your hands off
smile.
first. Wipe your hand off first,
People shake with their right hand,
as a rule.
okay? That's our
You give
custom.
knuckles?
I would not do that
No?
unless they do it first. And
Uh.
if they do it first, they'll probably say something like, I have a cold.
Yeah.
Boom. Right?
I know what it is, what it shall be.
Okay. So what you need to do is make that physical contact. In the first 5 seconds, smile, look at them in the eye, and tell them
Don't laugh, though.
how happy you are to be there. Okay, laughing probably is not the right thing unless you're auditioning for a clown
Right.
job,
Right.
okay, or a comedian job. Okay, so that first 5 seconds, they're deciding. They can't help it because we are genetically programmed to do this. Is this person a threat or a non-threat? Do I need to be worried about this person? Is
And
this
he's
person
thinking the same
dangerous?
thing, right?
I'm talking about in his mind.
Oh, okay.
In his mind, you need to be aware. In his mind, we are all genetically programmed. Meeting a stranger, are they friend or foe?
Right.
Do I like them or not? Even though they're trained to be neutral.
Right.
Okay, their training is don't form an opinion in the first 5 seconds.
Well,
Find out whether you know this person, make the right decision. They're trained to do that, but they're programmed to make decisions in the first 5 seconds. So if we think about the brain, right, in the neocortex is where all the processing and thinking comes in.
no,
right?
frontal lobe.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay? But on the inside of your brain, the nonverbal side of your brain where your emotions are,
The brain.
that is your genetic,
Makeup.
that is your program, your genetic program is deep down stuff. So they're conditioned on the outside of their brain, the high level of their brain, to be neutral, not form an opinion. But they're genetically programmed to decide, is this person friend or foe?
Later. All right, well,
Right now.
Later.
Is this person a friend or foe now?
seconds.
Later.
When they first set eyes on you,
Yeah.
okay, genetically, they're thinking friend or foe. Training, they're conditioned, don't form an opinion. Wait till you know this person, okay? Don't rely upon their mental thing.
First impressions, right?
You want to pull on their internal, genetic, deep down, emotional stuff.
Try not to yawn during your.
I like this guy. Well, if you yawn in the first 5 seconds, it's probably over. Okay. Now, the first 50 seconds is where you have to say something interesting.
Yeah.
You have to be memorable.
Yeah.
Okay. First 50 seconds sets the stage for the rest of the thing. So, if they're having a bad day and they want to get it over with, they might fire a shot and see how you respond. You never want to be late. Let's just say you're late or they're late or something and they throw something out. Yeah, my car got a flat tire today. I'm running behind. I want to get caught up.
Can I help you fix that?
If you bite into that and say, well, you know, that sounds like your problem. I'm here for an interview.
That'll work out good.
Okay.
Like, too bad I wasn't
That it
behind
sounds
you.
like
Like,
a-
help.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yes, exactly. You say that to them, sounds like a personal problem.
You better
I'm
smile
here for an
like-
You're
interview.
out the door.
You better have a smile.
Well, I would not say anything if they're in a bad mood other than agree. And yeah,
Well,
I've had that happen to me too.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Okay.
I feel you.
And you want to have good body language in that first 50 seconds. Because the first 50 seconds, they're reinforcing the first 5 seconds.
So arms across the chest like this.
No,
relax,
I would
no?
not do that. Sunglasses
no.
on, hat, no.
No?
Yeah,
Wouldn't do that.
Sometimes I heard,
Oh, come
I heard
on.
them ask the same question over again. You know, within, you know.
Okay, so we talked about that a few weeks ago. And, but we're down to 6 minutes. So we're not going to do that. Now, the first 5 minutes, by the end of 5 minutes, they probably have a decision. If in that 5-minute period you're getting hard questions, that might mean they have not decided, but they're interested. Because they really got to find out, are you this person?
And if you don't get 5 minutes.
Okay, if they ask you easy questions, they've probably decided. And they're going to let you know one way or another, either that they like you or that, you know, I like you, but,
We'll keep in touch.
okay, you'll get a feeling. Don't think that because you're getting hard questions, they don't like you.
Very true.
Okay, if they weren't interested, they're not going to waste the time.
Right. 3 minutes, you're out the door.
Like,
Well, they might take the time. So tomorrow, if the guy from Wyndham shows up, and this is Las Vegas, so people cancel at the last second.
Yeah.
If the guy from Wyndham shows up and talks about it, he will say, I'll give the person 20 minutes to be polite, because they came down here, they did this, I'll tell them about, here's what I would do differently or next time or whatever. But the point is, they really have decided, almost completely decided in that first 5 minutes.
Well, what makes me think I'm in is when I get to the part when they say, you know, well, are you comfortable with whatever? It makes me think,
Okay.
he's-
So that's a good question. Now, you need to expect, because they're trying to find out whether you're telling the truth, is trick questions. Okay, you should expect trick questions to give you a sense. Now, what is the trick they do at Zappos?
See, if you're the same person that are interviewing as the person that's giving the ride back to your car.
Right.
back to-
The trick they do at Zappos is part of the interview is continuing when you're riding back to the airport in the company shuttle.
Airport.
Yeah, they pick you up.
Well,
This is for high-level people.
Oh, okay.
They
That's
pick you,
pretty
like our students. So they pick you up at the airport, they drive you, you do the tour, You have 5 interviews. They're beating you up. Everybody knows except for you know that these 5 interviews are not the big part. They're important. Then they say, okay, great, thanks for coming. Joe is going to drive you back to the airport. Thanks, we'll be in touch.
Right.
Okay.
And with Joe,
When Joe gets back, he goes into the HR and the guy says, what was he like in the
ragged on
van?
everybody. He was pissed off.
Yeah. Well, was he nice to you?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Was he rude to you?
Because that's where you're going to be more likely.
Okay, and that's where they find out that is the real you,
Kept
because
talking about that
you're on
problem.
your best behavior up until you get back in the van.
Right.
You get in the van on the way
yeah.
back and
The receptionist, did you see her?
take off my tie, take off my shoes.
Yeah, talking about
You
the
know,
secretaries.
Director,
Yeah.
when I was at Zion, they picked you up from St. George and take you
Yeah,
up
that's
there.
not it.
And the guy that picked you up with the bus is actually HR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of the high ups in HR.
Good.
And he questioned you and tried to get a feel for,
Right.
you know, what he can do with you, or if you're going to be a problem or whatever.
Yeah. Well, same thing
But
happened to
there was
me on
like
the way to
5
fire
things he
camp.
tries home on the way
Fire
there.
camp?
Yeah, they pick you up at the in Chino, and then they drive you to your camp, and the guy driving you is actually somebody who's important.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, if this is our proactive approach, what is reactive?
Reactive means you wait till somebody puts an ad on Craigslist or on one of those things, and you respond to them. Proactive is you find the place you want to work,
Okay.
and you create a plan to get a job.
Whether they're hired or not.
Reactive is what everybody does, sending 20 resumes out a day, hoping
When we click.
If somebody's going to
that somebody's going to
Give
bite.
them a break.
Yeah, just the interview.
Okay.
That's not
And
even
you're
a job.
competing in the reactive, you're competing with 400 or 500 people.
Active
In the
method.
proactive,
Not submit.
if they know you, timing might not be right today, but if tomorrow they decide, oh, this guy's leaving, we need to hire somebody new,
Yeah.
if you're somebody who's on their list, on their radar, they might call you before putting an ad on Craigslist or
He shows
Monster.
up every day.
Okay? And that's why websites have things that say employment opportunities.
You get jobs at 7-Eleven like that.
Okay?
Well, I've got 2 jobs
Walk
like
in.
that.
Yeah.
Going to a place that wasn't
You go
hired,
every day.
being persistent.
Okay,
and
so
checking
that
back
is
every
being
week.
proactive.
Yeah, they decided to have one company make a position for me, and
Okay?
another one called me 2 weeks later because somebody quit or got fired.
Right. Okay? So
I was
that
in there every, like,
that is proactive. If they know you and they like you, when there's an opportunity, they're going to bring you back and interview. If you have 5 companies you're working as part of your employment plan, you will get your career, your calling or destiny position within a year. Now the backup is to have a job to pay the bills until one of those things come in.
So once you
and-
get a job, you still be proactive and continue to
You're working those 5 companies until you get a position at one of them. Now who else does that in life?
Very few people.
Successful people.
All people who are actors, entertainers, waiting for their
Big
break.
Break.
Okay?
Like Ashton Kutcher, he works.
Okay, athletes.
How does this fit in with like
We
job
can't share
fairs?
those.
Is there a difference?
Well, job fairs are reactive.
Yes,
Okay? Job fair, they're calling the shots and you're showing up. Okay? And at a job fair, there's a whole bunch of companies. If you were proactive in a job fair, you would find out, oh, the company I want is going to be at this job fair. I'm going to be there before everyone else. As soon as the door opens, I'm running to their booth. And when I get there, I'm going to be out of breath. I'm going to be panting and saying, I got here at 5 o'clock this morning. I've been outside for 3 hours. I'm panting because I ran to your booth because I really want to work for you.
I'll pay you. Let me work for you.
I would work there for
Yeah.
free.
Right.
I'll pay you.
Okay, now if you watch the movie The $1 Million Arm, a guy gets a job because he says, can I have a job? No, we're not hiring. He says, I'll work for you for free. Okay. And then he ends up getting paid and makes a lot of money. But he demonstrated he was passionate.
It's like the one with Will Smith.
Okay, remember what Dave Gould said, what Tony Shays looks for. People who are passionate about what they want or what they do. Okay, so you can't go wrong. Okay, so it's break time in California. Hopefully you've been able to follow. Tomorrow we are supposed to have somebody from Wyndham here, and they would do the talk on air. And this is from the largest hotel chain in the world, somebody in the HR department here in Las Vegas that is hiring people, getting their take on it. Now, what I would encourage is everybody to ask questions, but please do not ask questions that fall in the category of, what are you going to do for me? Okay? Why should I come work for you?
How much do you pay?
Don't ask don't ask that question.
What's the vacation plan like?
Exactly. How soon can I get promoted? Okay? Ask questions on the other side. Can I bring my dog to work? No, don't ask that question. Okay? So thank you, everybody. We'll reconvene tomorrow. And tomorrow, hopefully, we will have our speaker, but we'll do questions and answers.
Thank you, Ed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're a great interview, and say, send you back.